Euro. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. What's up, Mr. Jumper? And I have to trim this video. You saw what I saw, right? I have to trim this video, bro. Let's go here. Let's put the link. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Make sure to join the Discord. Guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and also make sure to join the free Discord. The link is in the description. It is also in the chat for you guys that are tuning in live. Welcome to Vice Trading's Academy's daily market breakdown. So guys, let's get this party started. Little same intro as every video. I know it gets kind of boring. I should like record the intro, just play it, so I don't have to say it every time, right? So what we do here in this stream, guys, this is the daily market breakdown. We go over these 9 pairs that you see on the right hand side of your screen. And what we look for in these 9 pairs is a point of interest for an entry during the London / end of London or London / New York session, right? Because that's the time that I trade, right? Certain setups can actually validate before that, and if they do, okay, I'm sleeping, right? I'll take the other ones that are left. But that's what this class is all about, right? Now there are 2 other classes, 2 other live streams that actually complement this class, this stream, right? Which is the weekly market breakdown that goes down every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we break down the weekly expectation and what we expecting during the week, right? So then we look at what we expect during the week. Daily, we look at, okay, is my expectation lining up? And then we also have the daily live trading room where we execute the trade, right? And that's Monday through Friday. And that could start as early as 6 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Eastern, can end at 10 a.m. It all depends what's happening in the market. Sometimes we even get on sooner depending on news events, whatever's happening. And in order to join that live trading room, make sure to join our free Discord. The link is in the description. It is in the bio as well. It is in the chat, right? So you can, partake into everything, right? But in order for you guys to get like the full spectrum of how we do things, make sure to join or rewatch all the other sessions so you can see how we look for our trades and how we go into the executions of our trades. All right. So join the Discord. So let's get this party started. Let's start with AU. I was updating my charts, right? So, our trading strategy, for you guys that may ask, what is you guys trading strategy, right? We get asked that, all the time. There's really no straightforward answer that I can give you. Why? I've been trading for, I make 11 years now. I study a lot. So it's a mixture. It's, taking what works and eliminating what doesn't work. from a lot of different, you know, strategies, which is just basically how to read these charts, right? But my foundation that I've learned from the jump was, the market makers method, right? Which is also coined a different way now. It's coined accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? Which is a consolidation, stop hunt, and then rise, or stop hunt and then drop. It's the same shit. It's also the same shit as trap, false, real. So, like I said, I've studied so many things that you start to understand how other people are trading the same things. They just have a different name, right? Just like we trade, some people may trade, support and resistance. Some people may trade, zones. Some people may trade, FVGs, order blocks, right? Price action, market structure, right? Patterns, right? Crosses of EMAs, different things. There's a whole lot of different things, right? Um, but in this break of structures, breakout strategy, right? Retest strategies, right? Elliott wave, correct? That's another one, which is ABCD patterns, right? A B equals C, right? And C goes to D, like it's a whole bunch of different things, right? Harmonic patterns, a whole bunch of different things. So there's a whole lot of different things, combined into what we do in our class, but we don't use everything. I just want to make that clear. We don't use everything, right? We mostly focus on, market structure, because once you under, market structure is the foundation of technical analysis. So we do focus on market structure, right? We do focus on breaker structures, you know, retests of certain zones, the highs and the lows. We focus on, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? And those are really the focus points. We also do candlestick analysis. We focus on engulfing candles. We focus on retest candles, right? So it's a combination of a lot of things, right? But the foundation, again, starts with the market makers pattern in the higher time frame. Why the market makers pattern? Because that is the true guide of where we at and where we going and what's left, right? So this is the foundation. And if you join the Discord, right, if we ever get a one-on-one class, we do offer free one-on-one classes. This is where we start off at, right? We start off from the higher time frames, which is the daily. Then we learn the daily first. Then we go into the 4 hour. Then we go into the 30, and then we go into our entry time frames, which is the 5 and the 1 minute, right? All the way up to the 30 seconds, believe it or not, depending on the pair, right? So we focus on weekly moves, daily moves, expectations. There's a couple of different things, right? It's not just one thing. Any trader that tells you it's just so simple, I just do this, subconsciously they're doing a lot more. But when they execute on simplicity, which is what we do also. But in order to learn how to execute in a simplistic way, you have to know the overall picture, right? And this is what these classes are all about, guys. So welcome, 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 welcome. I don't know how to say your name, Kalimula. Welcome, my brother. Make sure to join the Discord. So let's get this party started. So again, AU, we focus in on AU. We are in A2, meaning we're on the second zone of consolidation going down, right? When we look at the daily pattern, we can see that we're trading on daily market structure. We're trading between this high and this low. Some people may call that this is the support and this is the resistance. Some people may call that what do they call it? I forgot. Like what zones they call them. It'll hit me in the class. So we're trading between this high and this low, right? And right now, when we look at the market structure on the daily, we can see that we have in higher highs, higher lows, right? But we are on an overall downtrend. So in order for a downtrend to confirm, our final confirmation that we need is a 30-minute change of character. I mean, a daily time frame change of character. We already have a 4 hour change. Right, I started to do my charts. So we have a 4 hour change of character and we have a break of structure. right? So that shows us that price has turned around. And prior to that, also in the lower time frame, we also have a 30-minute change of character, and we already have two breaker structures, right? So there's a lot of things letting us know that, hey, we have turned around. The final nail on the coffin for the complete turnaround is if we have a change of character on the daily time frame, and that's what's missing right now, right? But nonetheless, there are trading opportunities, and these, for the daily, for us to partake in daily, and this was one of them yesterday. So yesterday, our point of interest was what? We were expecting this consolidation, right? And I spoke that we were looking for the price to come retest here, right, which will be to fill in this FVG, this fair value gap, and then continue the party to the downside. And it did just that, right? Some people may have said, well, we had a tight consolidation, we have manipulation, and then we have distribution. Absolutely, it's the same shit, different toilet, right? It's just on the points of interest, on how you're handling these points of interest, right? Usually, I would have put mines here and just waited, right, to get a early end, right, this early signal, not to get an early entry, but to get an early signal to come to the party. But it just so happened that yesterday I was in a one-on-one class live at my home, and we actually was going through this pair, and we were waiting for the break retest by that time, and we didn't get a full retest. But when we go to the lower time frame, we got market structure for downtrend, and we got in right during the class, my live one-on-one with my student yesterday. So, but this is exactly what we were waiting for: retest of the high here, this high, to come up to the high, test the high, right? Pull away, then break and retest the bottom, and then continue, right? And we actually got that. So today was, I believe, was the third day of drop. Let's look at our daily move, right? Today was the third day of drop. So after 3 days of drop, the market must chop or rise, right? So today I am expecting what? I'm expecting a consolidation day, right? Or price to go up today, right? And if it goes up, when we are just looking at market structure, again, just clean market structure. What is the flow of when we have a downtrend? We have lower lows and lower highs, right? So right now, this could be the lower low that was made. And what is the expectation? We're waiting for a pullback for a lower high to then do what? Now, after it does that, then we need to wait for the decision. What is the decision? The decision will be, will it break the daily, or will it continue to rise, right? So we have a decision to make after, right? After we see this pullback. After the pullback is done, then is the price going to continue to go down, or is it going to go up? Right now we at the low of this daily zone, right, where the change of character is intended to happen, right? So this is a place where, you know what? Now it's time for me to wait, right? As traders, we need to understand our stops and our goals, right? Now, some people may say, well, once it touched the bottom of the zone, right, we are expecting price to push up. That is correct. Some people may be expecting price to bounce off this low and continue going up, because the overall market structure, as we can see, we have higher highs and higher lows, right? And that could be correct, right? But my overall projection is down because I'm in an A2. So I need to wait. And I don't trade counter trend. I only trade with the trend. So right now, even though the daily is saying up, the 30-minute is saying down, because we can see these lower lows, lower highs this whole time. Again, right? We have lower highs. Lower highs are being respected the whole time. Right? Equal highs, then lower, equal, right? So we still going down. No matter what, we still going down. So the fact that we still going down in lower time frames, and including the 4-hour as well, right? I need to wait until either price, I know this is the bottom of the zone. So once it touched this, now I need to wait, right? My expectation is continuing to go down, right? But I need to wait for a pullback to see what it's going to do, right? Because the 4 hours is also saying down. We have lower lows, right? Lower highs, So with that being said, we just need to wait it out right now. This is a time to wait. And we previously had 3 days of drop to let me know I need to wait out. So AU right now is off for me. Now, let's take a look at our weekly structures, right? What do we have on the weekly move? We have a previous 2 weeks of drop, right? And this week gave us a drop, completing our 3 weeks, right? So now after 3 weeks of drop, just like after 3 weeks of 2 days of drop, just like after 3 months of drop or 2 months of drop going to the third, right? After 3 months of consecutive movement or 3 weeks or 3 days, we're expecting price to consolidate or push up. So we already got everything we needed for the week, right? And we're getting towards the end of the week. So I'm expecting market to reverse. And if we just look at candlestick analysis, right, we're getting, a pin bar, right? And we got a higher high here from the pin, right? This next candle will let us know, well, did we change in a lower time frame? Probably, right? So AU right now for me is off, completely off. We already did everything we needed to do for the week, right? So if you were following this week, if you participated in the weekly market analysis, you would have known that this is one of the hot pairs for the week for you to focus on, and you got a lot of opportunities to get in on this pair this week. EURCAD. So EURCAD, we on V1 heading up, right? Now, right, if we looking at, I was fixing all these things, guys. Let's look at market makers pattern. Start with the daily, right? Top to bottom analysis. So we in V1 heading up. So we in this first zone of consolidation heading up. We're waiting for a break of structure at the top side for that continuation to make level 2 rise. That's what we're waiting for, right? Now, looking at the daily market structure, right? Here's our market structure. So right now we're in a chop, right? Consolidation as well. Price is just moving sideways, right? No set direction, either up or down, just kind of going up and down in a straight zone. And here's our zone. So price is just chopping up and down in this zone, right? So what are we waiting for, right? We're waiting for price to turn around, right? To continue going up, right? And let's see what's happening here, right? It's chopping it down to just this piece, right? Price came to the bottom, pushed up, came back to the bottom, tested, never broke it, and pushed back up. So what is the market structure? What's the expectation of the market structure for the daily? At this point in time, we have this high, right? We're looking for price to confirm this higher low to then push to make the next higher high. This is the market structure that I'm anticipating, right? But I need to look at my internal structures to start giving me the signs early that we're starting to push up. So the first thing I need to look for is a change of character in what time frame? 30-minute time frame, right? Surfing these waves. The next time frame I need to see that turn around and confirm a turnaround is what? My 4-hour time frame, right? And then I'll get my breaker structure on my daily, right? Because right now we're just waiting for a BOS on the daily, which is up here, right? This is the BOS for the daily chart, right? So let's delete this. Let's keep that on screen so we understand where we've been, where we at, and what the expectation of where we're going, whether we're going up or down, right? So now that we saw that, let's hop down to our 4-hour time frame and just take a look at our market structure in a 4-hour, right? We have these high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And that's where we're stuck at right now, right? We had a change to the top side, right? All of this was internal structure to this high and this low at one point, right? So all this until it didn't break above here, we don't have a change of character. So we have a change of character of the 4-hour time frame right now. So at the 4-hour time frame, this is the first break, which is the change to go to the top side. We have a pullback. The pullback came 100% retracement to this, and we're waiting to see what's next, right? Some of you guys may say, well, it came back to a order block, whatever the case is. Okay, cool, right? But we're back into the low, and we're waiting for price to push up. So we already have a change of character on the 4 to push up, right? We're waiting for the break of structure over here, right? Now, if the price, like I was saying yesterday, if price breaks this low, then now we have a change of character to the downside for price to continue to go down, right? So we need to wait for price to decide, right? But let's take a look at a 30 minutes time frame, right? Because the internal structure of the 4 hour, the way I trade is my 30-minute chart, right? So when we're looking at this structure, we have lows were being tested, and then price started to push up, and we started to push up. We started to make structure again, right? We had to change the character because over here was going down. We had to change to the top. We have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So we can see the price is breaking through structures, right? So right now we're trapped in between what? This low and this high, right? So price needs to break above, right? Break retest to continue, right? Or just break and continue going up like it's been. We haven't got a clean retest thus far. None of the breaks of structures, right? So, but we can see that higher lows are being respected this whole time, right? Even though right now we're stuck up here, higher lows is still being respected. So what's next? We're waiting for price to break retest and continue, or if price breaks this low, we know there's a potential that's going down, but the complete zone is from here to here. So the low that it needs to break for a confirmed change of character in the 30 minutes to the downside is here. It needs to break here and go down, right? Because everything in here is internal structure of this high and this low of the 30-minute time frame, right? So we're still looking good for ups, right? So let's take a look. So what's the expectation for today? Well, yesterday the expectation was price to retest the low here, right? To come retest the low here, the 800 technically, and push up. Price didn't do that. Price actually retest the low of the day, right? If you're just looking at without wick, just the bodies, it swept the body before pushing up, right? Swept the lows. But price actually tested the low here and then broke above, right? So what's the expectation for today, right? I'm not expecting price to come back down to these lows to test it, right? Stay up here, right? And break above here, right? So we have a nice tight consolidation, right? We're looking for accumulation, manipulation to the downside, then for price to start distributing to the top side, right? So let me draw that out for you new guys and people here. Right now it's choppy, up and down, right? We chop it. We're waiting for price to do what? Manipulate to the bottom and then start the uptrend, right? And cause a change of character in the lower time frame, breaks the structure, retest for it to start moving up in our lower time frames, right? Very simple, guys, very simple. So this is definitely one I'm still going to be looking at. We're still looking good for the top side. Now, entries and exits, right? Let's talk about that because this one has a lot of exit points, right? For us not to get stuck. So, price comes back and sweeps the low. This would be a good entry point if it sweeps the low, right? Or wherever, if it retests or sweeps. If I enter here and I see perfect market structure in lower time frame, I see a change of character in lower time frame, BOS retest, entries, exit. This would be my exit point. Right? Now, would I enter again here if it breaks retest? No. I would not do that. Why? Because we at the top of the zone, right? And we want to wait for this 30-minute to actually break this structure. So I will wait for price to break above that 30-minute, give me a nice retest, right? Hop down to my lower time frame, make sure that this pullback I see lower lows, lower highs on lower time frames, and then I see a change of character, break a structure retest, right? For me to participate again, right? So again, entry, exit, right? Go, stop, wait for my next opportunity, My next opportunity will be what? If it breaks and retests, will be a go and then a stop. We need to look at STP. We have STP at 65. 65 from the low of the day will be what? Let's look. 65 from the low of the day. Low of the day is here. My safe take profit will be up here. If price pulls down, let's say here, my STP will be here. So that pullback, I will not go to ADR. I will go for my STP. So we still have room to book a profit, right? If it touches there, we still have 25 pips to book. That's good. 25 pips is good. In and out. Probably 2 candles, 3 candles max, right? So you have to understand your stops and goes. That's very important, right? Don't turn a winner into a loser, right? It's best to take profit and get back in than to hope, right, that you're going to get it. Hope is not a plan, so make sure you plan accordingly, right? So EURCAD stays on green. EU yesterday, oh, let me see. We did yesterday? I don't think we did. Let me see. What was our daily move yesterday? Sorry. We had a rise, right? Now, before we move on, let's take a look at that, right? Because we need to learn market structure and market behavior. Rise, drop, rise, drop, rise, right? Close your eyes and think about it. Let's draw it. Rise, drop, rise, drop, rise. What is that? Consolidation. Just by understanding what it's doing every day. Rise, drop, rise, drop, rise. Rise, drop, rise, drop, rise. What type of behavior that is? Consolidation. So, even though we're in this consolidation, we know we're at the top of consolidation. What are you taught to do in the top of consolidation? You're taught to trade the reversal, right? That's what you're taught to do. That's what everybody says. Touches the top. As soon as it reaches the top, you gotta go short, right? That's the mentality of retail traders, right? Or what you get taught. Let me not offend anyone, right? We live in a society now where you gotta watch what you say because you can offend somebody, right? And you can get canceled for offending people. Shit's hilarious. But we at the top of the consolidation. So this is why, again, go stop at the top. Because just like it could retest and go down before it can continue to go up because we're technically in a chop, I need to wait. If I take an entry here, entry with other confirmations and confluences, again, candlestick analysis, internal structure of the 30-minute chart. There's a lot of other things, but we're just setting up points of interest. When price touches these targets, it's time for me to look at my charts, right? Because these are alerts. So you guys understand these, all you new guys, these lines are alerts that are set on my chart, right? We have alert. So when prices touch these lines, I get a notification on my cell phone and I come back to my screen to validate what else is left, what else is to look at what else is left for me to validate to take an entry. These are not entry signals. These are not as soon as price touches these lines, get in. No, these are called POIs, points of interest. When price hits these targets, then it grabs my interest for me to look and validate my other sets of rules, my entry model for me to enter a trade. Just want to make that crystal clear. I can't make it more clear than that, guys. So we understand these are points of interest. Right. So EURUSD. Yesterday we have a rise, right? So it's looking at the totality of the market for yesterday, right? We are in a V1, right? We had our previous 3 months of rise. So this month, what am I expecting? I'm expecting a drop and or a no net, right? either or, right? Or we could get a rise no net or a drop no net. But at the end of the day, I'm not expecting price to end higher than it started for the beginning of the month. So let's just think real quick. We are already on the 17th of the month. Price dropped 193 pips, right? In 15 days, for example, half of the month. We can gain the same shit for the end of the month and end in no net, right? And if we do that and just looking at market structure, what type of structure did we create? Price made a higher low and started to make the higher high, right? For it could continue next month and break and have a break of structure here and cause the next, run to make for the next higher high, right? So just starting to anticipate market behavior, market structure, just based on price action and movement and what they use to move the market, right? So that's set in stone. So we know we're not expecting price to go up. Well, right now we can see price go up just to no net, right? We needed to wait for the monthly low to be set, right? And we don't know yet. So weekly basis, right? Last week was a no net change. Price started here, ended in the same place, even though it chopped up and down, right? Causing what? If we just look at market structure in a 30-minute time frame, we have accumulation, right? Right now, this could be the manipulation to then what? Distribution, and finish the week where it started, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, this is the week. So to start moving up to finish the week where it started here, right? That could be a possibility, right? And then the following week, probably come down, come up, and then the end of the week, the last month, come over here because this is what the price started, and like this, right? And give us what we need to then continue to push up, right? This is more than likely what will happen. And we'll start to create higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs within this structure. Right? My brother's taking notes. What's up, Steve? What's going on, my brother? Yo, my bad about yesterday, yo. I forgot to holler back at you about Sunday. But because I had a one-on-one yesterday in my house that I totally forgot about. So that's why I stopped the class yesterday towards the end, because the one was at my door and it happens to be my student. So I apologize for that. But I will be reaching out to you today so we can post that. So I can post it today in the Discord so people know about what's going down on Sunday. So, but I apologize, my brother. So yeah, so that's my expectation. So that's the expectation. So let's chop this down now. Just looking at market structure again. I want to see in a lower time frame, which would be my 30. The first thing I want to see in my 30 is price to change around to start moving up, right? So if I'm looking at just my market structure, we're still looking like we're pushing down, right? We still have lower lows, lower highs, right? Everything is still showing downtrend in this time frame, right? I still don't have a significant pullback for me to look at this as we changed. I totally forgot to look at my 4 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour, right? So let's erase this 30-minute. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's update this 4 hour, right? It needs an update. So notice this is the low before it started to make higher lows, right, to the peak. This is my peak, right? This candle doesn't count. Why? Because if I go to line chart, it never existed. I just was traps, right? So that made that higher high. I mean, the lower high, and we push into the lower low, right? Do I have a set lower low yet? Not yet, right? This price is still pushing down on the 4 hour chart. It still looks down, right? But I'm going to leave this here, even though this might not be my set low. but my internal structure was happening inside of these lines, right? These higher highs, higher lows is what it constructed within my 30-minute chart, right? So in my 30-minute chart is where I can see what's going on here. Right? We have all these. This is lower, lower. All these are lower, 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 lower. Right? We don't have a significant pullback. Here's the first significant pullback. So we're here, right? Some of you guys may do more structuring here. You can, right? I'm just limiting my structural breaks. Technically, I should have more structure here because I can't have a change of character appear and appear, right? So let's put some structure in here. This low, this lower high, this low, this lower high, and then starts to run down. Right, we have this low, lower high, tested that low again, right? Let's do it like this. Tested this high. Significant pullback. Right? So here we have it. This is where we are. Right? So the first thing I want to see, if price is going to turn around, right? The first thing that I will want to see will be a BOS. Change of character, then a BOS retest. Right? If we look at what's happening here, we had a change of character here, right? But did we have a BOS retest? No. That's why we have a continuation. So I need to see a break instruction, a BOS retest, for me to see that, a change of character and a BOS retest for me to see that price has turned around here, right? So we have all these lows and all these highs. Let's look at this 30-minute zone. At one point it was up there. We had it big, right? Price broke. This is the push that started the break to here. Price broke that too. Price broke when? Price broke here. What was the push that started that break? Price. We just in between here now. Technically, we could just do this. So that's our zone, right? So here is where I want to see my change of character to the top side, right? So now, what direction can price go as of right now? Price could be fluctuating in here because I can see a consolidation zone that is happening here, right? I could also see that price could have, right, manipulated to the bottom. We have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and we starting to uptrend, right? This is a possibility just based on market structure. We don't have that any other place. Any other place as well, market's just going down, right? Even though they had that, there was no manipulation like this in none of these up here, right? So this is where these other shit fail at, right? So I can see that there was some form of manipulation done to the bottom, right? And if I really look into this, right, I already saw it, but let me zoom in. I can see 3 swipes to the low, like my man Steve will say. I have 1 swipe, 2 swipes, 3 swipes, and then what? Railroad tracks. And here will be your entry based on the God. Steve Morrow will be over here, right? Steve Morrow will be waiting for this right here. This little portion of that little segment of price action to go in. So some people may be like, well, that's the first, that's where the change of character happened, right? And here's where the retest happened. Change of character, retest. Yes, we all trading the same shit, yo. We just call it something totally different, right? We would have swept the low and then pushed up, right? We would have so many things. We all doing the same things, right? Most of us. Or at least we're looking at the same things. We might not execute the same way, but we are looking about the same things. We just call it something totally different, right? So I can see that that's happening. So I'm not going to be looking for any lows to be retest before going up. I'm not playing that game. Why? Because price action is still lower lows, lower highs. But I will be looking for price to break, right? Price breaks the zone, we still have enough to book, right? We have a lot to go up. STP is 47. If price just decides to move up now, we have all the way up here. So if price says, hey, we're just going to start pushing up, it breaks retest, that's the entry target, right? To go up to 47, which will be here, right? And if that's the target, you know, I think that's enough. That's 32 pips. Dollar lot size 320, $10 lot size 3,200, right? So, you're making pretty good on this trade, right? So I will only be looking for that BOS of here. I will not be looking for any retest of any lows. I'm not gonna wait for the low to come up because technically, what direction are we expecting? We already had 3 months of rise. So this month we are expecting price to be pulling back. We're not expecting price to push up. But if we have a change of character to start the up party, I want to participate in the party. I don't want to be tardy to the party, right? What's all this? Oh, I have to update this. This is where our 4-hour structure is. I need to finish this. I'm fixing everything in folders to make it neater so when we speaking of things, it's not just a whole bunch of shit all over the charts. So let's take this off, right? We don't need that while we trade. Let's take this off. We don't need that while we're looking at it, right? Do I need my zones? No, I don't need my zones, right? We're pretty clear of where we are and what we're doing, right? So 30-minute zones. But that line, yeah, we leave that line there, right? I don't need to see my daily move, right? I just need to know that when price touches up here, we know what's next. Right? If you want to add anything, right, just add your manipulation, right? You have your manipulation, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? You might just stop there and then come back down, right? Before pushing up. We don't know. I don't know. I'm just drawing. But this is, what type pattern is this, Lewis? Type 1 pattern, right? That we will see on a 15-minute chart. We're seeing it on the 30-minute chart. It's type 1, right? I forget from time to time. It's type 1. I believe this is type 1. Mr. Jump. So that's the play. So this, put in this green. I'm going to be watching this. GJ yesterday did exactly what we said, right? Right? We had our third day of rise. So I'm off today. This is off today, right? Came, tested the high, never broke, right? Candle still touching. came back to the bottom, retest the low. I got the signal, I just didn't trade it, and then went up and shot up as expected, right? This was our point of interest. We're waiting for the break, the retest to continue, right? And over here, right? But actually, we did not get a break retest. This is not a break retest, guys. If you're following candlestick analysis, this won't look like a break retest. Maybe on a 1 minute chart, this will look like a break retest, but this will also look like a break retest, right? So that's where, let's take a look so we can see. See, this looks like a break retest. It failed, right? The difference between this one and this one is that this didn't go too far, but this green candle didn't give you enough time, unless you're trading a 1 minute chart. Did the 1 minute chart give you enough time? No, unless you're trading 30-second chart. Did the 30-second chart give you an entry? No, not even the 30-second chart, right? And again, all of these will look like breaks retests, right? The difference between this one and this one is that if you notice, the key things is that you're creating higher highs, right? And over here, you're creating lower highs, right? That's the main difference, right? Here, look, price is down. Here, price is pushing up, right? That's the main difference. But this is too minute for me to say, yo, that was a good entry. The best entry was off the low, hands down. When we go to the low, the retest of the low, just by looking at the candlesticks, right? Not even going into depth, right? We have the test. Next, we have lower high, lower low, lower high, low. Then we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, slightly higher low, equal low. Then you have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? But over here on the lower time frame, there was definitely entries in the lower time frame. Notice you have a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, right? That's a change of character. Higher low, right? So you had early entry. If you got in here, stop loss was below, never hit your stop loss, and went straight up. You have a higher high, higher low. Again, you got a higher high, higher low. Again, higher highs, higher lows the whole time. So the best entry was down here. And also, if you chop it up, you to the 1 minute, you got a change of character and a break of structure retest. Lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. You didn't get a change of character on break of structure retest. We do have a good change of character retest. Again, your stop loss below. So all this that was happening, that took all this, never took you out, even if you got it on the change of character, right? And that was the point of interest. We're looking for that type of behavior in the point of interest. That shit moves too fast, bro. So today is an nada for me. We in peak formation high. We at the top of the zone, just so you guys can see it. So now price needs to decide what's next. And they need to decide. This is off. Before, let's go to the week. We finished the week with the third week of rise already. So it's off for me. Completely off until until further notice. Next week, what am I expecting next week? Price to continue? No. Chop or drop, right? And if it drops, where? Right on target. Consolidation. Peak high consolidation. This we turn off. That one is done for the week. GU. We in V1 had an up, right? We in between this high and this low of the daily zone. As we can see that the daily zone had, we were doing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows in the daily. Then we have a change of character, right? But we need a change of character and a BOS for us to really confirm, excuse me, the price turned around, right? So we don't have that. We just have a change of the daily. Now the 4 is saying something totally different. We had lower lows, lower highs, right, this whole time. Then we had a change of character that happened here. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high. We had a break of structure, higher high, higher low. This is technically a high. Right? Did it break out? No, this is just highs. All of these are highs, right? You can call them higher highs and equal lows here too, right? Now, in order for us to see price change back to the bottom, because again, if we just looking at the black line, which is the daily structure, right? What is the expectation? If this holds true, right? If this is the change of character, and if this holds true, what's next? We're looking for price to continue to go down, right? To do this. That's the expectation. We have a change of character. We need to break a structure, retest, and then another break of structure, right? That's what we want to see. Lower lows, lower highs. We want to start seeing this. If this is what's happening here, right? We're already above the 50% line. 50% will be like around here. So we're already above the 50%, right? If you use fibs, you like on 78.6 or something like that. Retracement so far, waiting for a price to pull back to the bottom, right? That's what you're waiting for, right? But we are in V1. So the first objective of the market makers to do what? Is to induce traders to open up positions. How do they induce you? What is inducement? Inducement is literally what it is. It's for them to trick you, for them to lure you in, to throw some bait, to have you bite, so then they could reel you in, right? So what is the bait? The bait is change of character. What's the next bait? Well, if that was a change of character, we should be expecting a what? A lower high for a lower low, right? Remember, that's the expectation. That's the bait, right? If you don't know the market maker's pattern, you don't know where you at. That's the bait that you will be grabbing, right? Us, we're looking at something totally different, right? We're looking at price action to continue to go up, right? Now, one of the things that we do see here is that what? We had a previous 3 months of rise, right? But the last month finished rise no net. What does a rise no net mean? No net means what? Reset. So what does that mean? That means that this month, it's they do whatever they want. They could rise, they could drop, or they could consolidate for the month. So this month they could potentially rise because of that no net reset that they did to the end of the month with. So with that being said, we're looking like the 800 is being held, right? You can see test the 8, test the 8, test the 8. It hasn't broke the 8. It hasn't broken, right? So uptrend, I'm still in effect. Still in effect. Looking at my weekly structure, right? What happened last week? Last week we had a week of what? Week of drop, right? We had a previous 3 weeks of rise, then we had a no net, then we have a drop. So yesterday's expectation was what? Market to start rising up. Did we get it? Absolutely, right? We got the same thing: accumulation, manipulation, distribution, consolidation, stop, hunt low, rise, right? We got it. Flop, flop. My boy Steven, the 1, 2, 3 king. 1, 2, 3. And he's home free. Steven, it's a 1-2-3 man, bro. It's a 1-2-3 man right there. He's laughing. I already know. So we got exactly what the expectation is, bro. It's nothing more, nothing less, right? I had it set up for me to points of interest was what price breaks or taps here for us to come and join the party and see what's left, right? Again, this is too early for me. This is 1:30. I'm sleeping, right? But New York session, it gave us an opportunity over here to come in, right? But would is this like a true opportunity? To be honest with you guys, it would have never been for me because we already hit STP. So it wouldn't be a place that I will be looking to take an entry. But it did tap back the highs to come up, right? So in essence, if we're looking at market structure, right, it caused the change, right? So we have this. So now we can continue to go up, right? So it's making structure. Did it to make structure. Um, it's not something I will be, I'm looking at when I'm taking a trade, right? I want bigger structure. This is a 30-minute where, we can get caught up at, right? So let's look at our points of interest for today. I want to see price break above here, which is the 800, right? And retest the low here. Maybe not go back down here. Why? Because this was already swept, right? If you notice, they swept this low already. Do I want a double sweep? Maybe not, right? I wouldn't think that they're going to come back here and sweep again, right? Did they sweep here? Yes, they swept, came up, then they did the extended sweep. But we understand that this is consolidation, right? The manipulation, the 1-2-3, and then the push up, right? So here, I'm not expecting them to sweep again. They already swept, I said it. So maybe they sweep here before pushing up, right? Can they come back down? Yes, they can, right? I'm just giving you my points of interest. My points of interest will be here, right? So GU is still good money. USDCAD, right? Did exactly 3 days of drop, then what? Rise. And I wish Brian was here to watch this because this is one of the class we went over yesterday was this, right? When we trade 372s, there's a with the trend setup and there's a counter trend setup, right? This is the counter trend setup. This is the setup that Mr. Lewis takes also, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis, Mr. Jumper. This is a Mr. Lewis setup right here. He will actually prefer to take this than to take a third day of rise or drop. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis. Right? So this is a great setup because everything we need to see for us to take our trade is here. Right? That fourth day, when it's 3 day countering, that fourth day will will give us the extension, the manipulation, right, to then push up. And that's exactly what we got. And in lower time frame, you got perfect market structure. Change character retest, break a structure. I just heard a beep, beep, beep. I don't know what that was. But I don't know what that was. But here it is. Right? So we got perfect structure. Right? You got a nice change of character retest. Right? You had this break retest also here from the previous zone. You had this break retest here again. You had a lot of, good structures to participate in. So we got today's already set up. It's still in motion for GU, right? Just let me look at the 4 hour. Just confirm. The daily, we had a previous 3 months of rise. Check out the whip I put on the card discussion section. Oh yeah, bro, I seen it. The tank, right? Just off track real quick, guys. I'm sorry. We should put the tank, right? This shit's crazy, yo. I know I seen this before too. This shit's crazy, right? This is World War Z type shit, bro. This is what's the Netflix movie that Barack did? The last of Us, some shit like that. I forgot, but yeah, this is like the type of vehicle you need for the end of world, right? But this is the type of shit y'all motherfuckers need in the States. I'm good out here. I'm good out here. Shit goes down out here. I'm beachside. People grow their own food here where I'm at. Um, the electricity goes out. They still drinking and partying. You saw the hurricane. I don't know if you see the last hurricane storm that came in. People were outside partying in the hurricane, drinking. So over here, I don't think people are gonna suffer here like they're gonna be over there. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need a couple of shotguns, a couple of rifles, and a couple of handguns, and maybe a AK over there. Over here you ain't gonna need none of that shit. It's gonna be a regular day in DR with no light, no power, no nothing. That's the crazy thing about what's going on. I keep telling it. I tell that to Jumper all the time. Like, bro, you need to be looking for an escape route. Something pops off in the States. What you doing? Just think about, and I hate to get off topic, but let's talk about this real quick. Just think about the New York City blackouts. There was a blackout for like 4 days. People was rioting, looting, and there was nothing really going on. People still had jobs, had money. The economy was not where it is, where it was and where it is now, where people are out of jobs and shit like that. And people were still there was still destruction in the city. You get people now looting stores because laws were changed that they don't, petty theft is no longer a law. This, that, and the third, right? So just think about just think about if you give these motherfuckers an inch, you tell them the new law, they're gonna go crazy, bro. I see people going nuts if they turn off the lights over there, like the plan is. People are gonna go nuts. People are gonna go crazy, bro. I see it. For real, I see it, yo. I really do see it. Because it's not a normal way of life for them to live with less than, right? People in the States feel that they need to live with more than, and they feel entitled. No disrespect, I'm also from the States, right? Let's get that crystal clear. But I also live overseas, for a certain time of the year. And right now I'm overseas, right? So it's a different quality of life, it's a different mentality. People are totally different the way they think and what their necessities are, right? Your necessity in the state is totally different than the necessities of where I'm at right now, right? Where you feel that it's a necessity, right? That is a must to have. To these motherfuckers over here, it ain't a must. All they want is beer. All they want is beer and music, yo. Fuck everything else, yo. That's all they care about. True story, bro. They care about just living life. Now, USD CAD. Let's go off for USD CAD. And I'm sorry, I got off topic, but it's a good off topic. So USD CAD, just starting from the top, guys. We have 2 months of drop, right? Two counter months of drop, right? So the expectation is that this month is supposed to drop. That's that expectation. One of the expectations. If you do further analysis, you will notice something, but I'm not going to get into that in this class, right? But that's the expectation, right? We have a change of character of the 4 hour up here, right? When we're looking at the 30-minute, we already started to see the change of character, right? We have a change of character, right? We have higher highs, right? Equal lows, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, equal lows, right? We're just sweeping, right? And we're just moving up. And yesterday, the expectation was the last third day of rise to create that next push up. Now, after 3 days of rise, the market must chop or drop. So what are we going to get? We're going to get that pullback like these, right? Just notice this one. We have 1 day of rise, 2 days of rise, 3 days of rise. Well, this is not a rise technically. But we have a 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. What happened the next day? We had a pullback no net, right? So we're expecting the same type of behavior today, right? So today, remember, I don't trade counter. So this is off and this is off. So there's no trade for me over here. But just looking at market structure, guys, again, learn your structures, what the expectation is, right? And you're already ahead of the game. Expecting this to be the high, price to pull back down before we have price to correct, right? Retrace before pushing up, right? Whatever lingo you want. But that's the expectation. Now that we have a change on the 30. If we get a change on the 4 hour, right? We still got a little bit ways to go. We still got 100 pips, 130 pips. Once we get all that happening and the 4 hour change to the top side, the next to align is what? The daily, right? And the daily is breaker structure will be up here for it to continue moving up, right? Because we're trading in this zone, right? So it's still looking good. Everything's still looking good, right? This was a perfect pair to trade. Yeah, we look at gold too, brother. That's actually what's next. No, US30 then go. We'll get to you. We'll get to it. Any questions, let me know beforehand. Because US30, I'm not trading right now because of where we are. But feel free to ask questions, right? Just like gold and US30, I'm not trading right now. Right? I'm waiting for price to break and show me what's next before I take any actions, right? So just looking at US30, right? You saw the news yesterday. It said US30 went down X amount of points the day before yesterday. Today is down too. So we got 2 days of drop on US30. So what's the expectation for today? We're going to get a new low. We're going to break structure today. Today, my expectation is we're going to break the 30-minute structure, right? So we're going to break this structure. We're going to break these lows, right? That's the expectation. So let's take a look at my points of interest. So obviously, to break the low, where's my retest point, right? If you trade FVGs or order blocks, right, we're looking for price to break, right, come back, right? When it came back, it litigated this order block and then pushed down. Did it break this? No. So there is no OB, there's no clear OB to trade, but there is an FVG, right? A fair value gap. So with that being said, this will be where I want to see price come to the top. And obviously it needs to break the low here, right? But, you know, US30, for it to give me a new low right there, has to give me already 50 pips. So if it breaks here, retest, and then goes to the low of the day, I'm cool with that 50, right? That's enough, right? If it comes back to the tops and tests the top, obviously, you know, we'll stop here, which is 90, and then we'll get back in for another 50. So there's two potential trades in this pair, and we just got to wait for this development to happen. Now I'm going to take out all these lines. There is no point of having them at this point, right? My 30-minute zone. 30-minute break of structure, right? That's just my expectation for today. So US30, I'm going to have it on for today because I have a 372 setup. I want to make that clear. Nipsey Blue. Gold. We got 2 days of drop, so you in luck. We get to talk about this today. Now, this is a 2-day counter for me, right? But I'm going to start from the top for you, Zeno. right? Right now, I don't know if you know the way we trade, but right now we are in a V2, second zone of consolidation going up. But we also in previous P formation high. So the fact that I'm here, right, in this set zone, I'm not ready to trade until we break above it, right? And we haven't. We just been testing without a break, right? Or I can see that we have, a change in the daily to start moving down, right? Because we're trading between here and here at this point, right? And we're getting close to the bottom, but we were right dead smack in the middle. So with that being said, I don't trade middle of zones, right? Because that's usually where they're consolidated. As you can tell, this is a high, this is a low, the middle's around here, and what's happening with price? Price is chopping up and down in the middle, right? So we don't participate in the middle, right? Unless we have clean structure. We don't have clean structure, right? So the fact that we're in this middle, the fact that the previous 3 months we had 3 months of rise. I'm not expecting this month to go up. I'm expecting this month to drop, right? Because we had a previous 3 months of rise, right? So this drop for this month is a counter. I don't trade counter, right? I'm just giving you my reasons, right? Everyone has their reasons, just my reasons. The whys with an actual observation, not just pie in the sky, right? So, with that being said, that's what's going on for me right now. But let's continue, right? Looking at my structure, we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? Do we have a higher high? No. We have a lower high so far. A lower high is not confirmed until when? Until we have a lower low. So right now we're just trading in this zone. Just wanna make sure you understand where we are, right? Even though this is our high, right? This is the push. We're trading. I'm just gonna show you this, but that's not my real zone. We're trading between this high and this low at this moment. We have not broken out, and we're in the middle, right? Just want you to see that daily zone. All right. So looking at just my structure here, right? This is my 4-hour structure. What do I have? I have higher highs, higher lows, equal highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. So I gotta change the character. Lower high, retest, lower lows, right? Just hold, let's count this as all one move, lower low, right? Then we have a equal high, which retests the same change of character, and then we have a lower low, right? So right now, just looking at market behavior, market structure, I can tell that what's happening. We have lower highs, and lower highs is being respected, right? And we have lower lows this whole time. So if you do channels, here's your channel. I don't trade channels. I'm just giving you a visual of where price action is going, right? That's all I'm doing right now. My next confirmation is that we're going low. Is what? We had a previous 2 days of drop, right? In our team, we trade something called the 372, right? Which is, join the Discord. It's free, right? So you can get all you need, right, in order to take your trading to the next level. So we have a previous 2 days of drop. So what's the expectation for today? I'm expecting a new low made for today, right? So with that being said, I have my 30-minute is going my way. My 4-hour is going my way low. My daily is not going my way. I like my daily. I like the daily to align with the other two for me to say, yo, I'm taking that trade and I'm for sure, right? This is a short-term trade for me, right? This is a short-term trade for me, right? I know we're not going up. I know we have to make a new low. So we need price to break below. Give me a break retest, right? We have that. Now, price needs to pull up, obviously, right? And price is pulling up. So we do have a small FVG around here. So this will be the place where I will look for price to pull back up, right? Before the continuation. I'm gonna put it here, right? And again, these are not entry signals. These are points of interest. When price reaches these lines, I get a notification on my phone, right? Just want to make that clear. Why is my notification off here? Right? Is gold retest. these are the places that I will be looking when price touches, right? And then have to look at other things, other confluences to enter, right? But just looking at market structure, what is my expectation, right? We have these highs. I see this. So I'm looking for price to pull back to then do what? Continue, right? Just the fact that we're respecting these lower highs, right? I'm looking for my next lower high point. Am I looking for price to pull all the way up here? No. I'm not expecting price to pull all the way up there. Why? Because that's going to be too many pips for one day, right? If we're looking at the ADR, ADR stands for average daily range. It's moving 252 pips a day. It's averaging 252 pips. So 250, let's take a look. 250, right? 250, right? Why do I think it's going to push from here all the way up before coming down? So it's going to give me 250 up to give me 250 down. It's not going to do that, right? But this is the average per day. Notice how every day, 250 from the low, right? Learn what ADR is, saves your lives. 250, right? It's an average. Doesn't mean every day is going to do it, but it's an average of what's happening when price action moves, right? 250, 250 up, right? So giving you gems because you're a newcomer. But make sure to join the Discord to get more gems. Make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube. And the Discord is free, right? So I'm expecting a 25% move of the ADR to go and reverse before pushing down, right? And 25%, this is 100, 80, 130, right? So 180 and 130. Somebody do the math. Do the math for me. 100. 100, 130, 180, divided by 3, 290. Can't be 290. 100, 130, plus what? 113, 80, 130. 113 plus 80 plus 130 divided by 3, 107. 120, right? I'm pretty good at this. So 107 around here will be where the pullback will be, average based on all the rest of the pullbacks, not what I think it is or what God told me or nah, bro. 1 plus 1 is 2. You can't lie about that. So 107 is the average that is pulling back. So anywhere around here is where the pullback will be before the continuation, based on previous price action, right? It's not I'm making shit up, right? So that's my take, right? So that's the play for tomorrow. And last but not least, BTC. So BTC, we're stuck in the zone and we're just waiting for the breakout to happen, right? Simple as that. We're stuck in the zone, right? Everything test, 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 test. We're back down, right? So we're just waiting for price to break out. We had a previous 3 weeks of rise drop, right? 3 weeks of rise. So this week, right? We're not expecting an explosion because we already exploded for 3 weeks. And if you look prior, you'll notice what's the average of price movement, how many days. So that's what's happening with BTC, and that's about it. So gold is also on the radar. We're going to keep that green. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades for tomorrow's setups. 5 good setups, right? Just make sure you have confirmations before you enter. Also, make sure to join the live trading room where Mr. Jumper will be executing these setups if they're still available. make sure to join the Discord so you can get the link so you can join tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. New York Eastern Standard. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to join the Discord. The link is in the description. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. New York. Peace out.